We have Nwachukwu, who is Chief Dealer and Group Head of Trading at UBA. Good afternoon, Chuka. It's good to have you join us.
Good afternoon, Will.
Chuka, let's just quickly have a feel of what's happening in that space. Liquidity, how is that performing? I mean, how is that playing out for investors? How is that influencing investors' decision? We know that some treasury bills and OMO maturities have come in and are due to mature. How is that helping liquidity in the markets?
Thank you very much, Will. Like you rightly mentioned, liquidity has been a major source of activity. From last week, we had major inflows into the market, and that expanded into this week. So this week, market opened on Monday, for example, around 1.7 trillion. As at this morning, we also opened at over 1.9 trillion on the positive side. And that obviously has affected activity in the fixed income market, where we've seen bullish sentiment both on the T-bill side and then on the bond side. So on the bill side, activity greatly on the longer end, which is the September 3rd, maturity. We've seen that actively traded, around between the last auction came out around 17.69 for 1 year, and then that obviously has traded below 17.5 due to bullish sentiment and then of course activities of investors. On the bond side, we've also seen activities on the mid-table maturity 2029, 31, and then 32. We've seen those bills traded around the 16, 17, and 18 levels. And so you can see that liquidity has obviously, played a major role in the market this week so far.
All right, so looking at the yields, do you project yields to keep trending? Where do you see yields maybe in the short term before the end of the year?
So the 1 year view, for example, we still see the yield trade, especially with liquidity we have in the system, we should see it trade between 15 to 17 levels. Because the way the fixed income market is, the market is an opportunist market. So there are times when we know that yield will obviously trend downward. And then, of course, going into the end of the year, we expect the activities on the economy side to slow down. And then, of course, activities on the market and the fixed income market will also as well slow down. And that is when the investors will, be taking profit. And so we expect to see these yields trade, around 13 levels. So with expectations and then with the, with the rumor of a rate cut, and then of course if that happens, then we expect to see yields, especially on the 1 year of the bill side, trade around 13, 14 levels. And so by and large, we continue to see downward trend in the yields, especially on the 1 year view. Then of course the bond, we see between 15 to 16 levels on the mid-table bond. But for the longer end, around 2053, 49, we still see it, trade within the 17, 18 levels.
So basically, we'll make a run for the equities market because of the downtrend we're going to be seeing in the fixed income space. But let's talk about, the Naira appreciation. The CBN intervention in the FX market, is that the sole reason why we're seeing Naira in the 1,500 levels right now?
Yeah, so the Naira has done extremely well. Two factors affecting it. CBN has greatly intervened in the market, and that's actually helped to dampen the demand. And then, of course, the activities of the FPI. Don't forget, like I said in my previous interviews, between January and July, well over $6 billion came into the market in way of FPIs, and that obviously has affected the liquidity situation as in the FX market. And then again, of course, the reserve also. Reserve is around the 41 billion, and that's obviously helping CBN. So by and large, Naira has performed extremely well. And I think that stability is key. And that's also is very fundamental, especially for the FPIs. And also, it's also very fundamental for the CBN. I think that's one of the greatest achievements so far, that stability of the Naira, which the CBN governor has actually worked so hard on. Don't forget that part of his major, agenda is price stability, and so price stability obviously means a stable Naira, and that's, to a great extent, has been achieved so far.
Okay, thank you so much, Nwachukwu, Chief Dealer, Group Head of Trading at GBA, for sharing those insights with us. We look forward to possibly a rate cut from the CBN governor and see how rates fare. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Will.